Hi, welcome back to my channel, and today we're gonna be doing something slightly different, and it's gonna be my boyfriend chooses my books. My boyfriend is actually not like most guys, I feel like, because he actually enjoys reading himself and he gets excited about the books he reads as well as the ones I read. We do have slightly different tastes, so I'm interested to see what he's gonna pick for me. He's going to pick 3 books for me as well as 1 short story, and one of those books is going to be a book I already have on my pre-existing TBR. But I'm gonna let him introduce the books.
Okay, I got 2 books for you.
Okay.
So, the first one is the one from your TBR. I don't know anything about it.
Oh god. Oh, nice!
So,
Pureborn. It's a fantasy book, and I feel like I always tend to read fantasy books, and I just feel like it's gonna be a good read. Thank you.
the second book is a book that I want to read, and you got me into the author originally.
Is it Casey?
It's Casey, it's I Kiss Sarah Wheeler. I thought it'd be really fun, and I'm like, I wanted to read it, so I wanted to get the book.
I like
anyway.
that it's a hardcover.
So,
oh, that's cute.
I think it's just fun because it's a high school romance. It's queer, it's fun, you already like the author.
I actually got him to read Red, White and Royal Blue. I haven't read actually any other ones, but you read One Last Stop and you really liked it.
I was going to make you read One Last Stop, but I thought, why not get
A
this
new
anyway?
book? Oh,
yeah.
That's cute.
The rest are going to be digital.
Yes, so One Last Book is gonna be on my Kindle, and the short story is gonna be on my Kindle as well.
Oh my god, I'll do this just for fun. You guys can see it first. So the next book is Lie With Me by Philippe Besson. It's like set in France in summer. It's about 2 like teenage boys, and it's like a love story, but it's more like traditional like literature, whatever it's called. It's 150 pages, originally written in French, and it's set in 1984 France. So it's kind of giving like Kumba Your Name, it's giving summary. I wanted to read it, but I thought, once again, I wanted to read it, but I thought make you read it first instead. I think it should be interesting, and you don't normally read lit fic.
No, I don't. I'm scared.
And the last one, let me search it up. So, like in preparation for this, I said to you that it would be part of an existing universe you've already read in.
Yeah.
And so, this is technically called 1.5 of a series.
Oh, okay.
So this is 3-4 Divergent 1.5. Tobias tells a Divergent knife throwing scene.
Oh!
And it's like 48 pages.
That's interesting, because I do love fall, so that's
And
good.
there is... What are you going to read first?
I
Okay,
haven't
wait.
decided yet.
This is what I was thinking. This seems like fantasy kind of vibes.
Yes, it is.
You're currently in a fantasy mood.
It's true.
So I thought that was
So
a good
long.
option, but it's a very long book. But I thought give you something that A, you want to read, and B, is in the genre you're enjoying.
I'll let you know what book I decide to read first, because I have to see what mood I'm in. Yeah, basically we'll see.
Can we do the thing where we cover it up?
No. Okay, I decided to read 3-4, which is the short story from Divergent, because it's really short and I love Divergent, so it's gonna be really easy to read. And I have a little bit of stuff to do today, so this is just gonna be the best choice for today. Okay, this was so good. I mean, it's just a short story, it's just like a chapter, but Tobias and Dress will always have a special place in my heart. And just listen to this quote, because she's not pretty, that word is too small. She is small but strong, and her bright eyes demand attention. Looking at her is like waking up. Okay, we get it. Obviously this is 5 stars, nothing bad with it. It's literally a chapter. But I think because this was like so easy, it took me like 10 minutes to read, I think I might read Lie With Me next, as I think I'm gonna struggle with that one the most. Even though it is 150 pages, I don't really read literal fiction, so I'm scared that I'm not gonna like it and it's gonna take me long to read it. But hopefully I can finish it today, even though I'm gonna be busy with other stuff that I have to do. But yeah. Okay, so I finished Lie With Me yesterday. I gave it 4.5 stars. It was such a beautiful story. The writing it just flows and it's very lyrical. The descriptions or like just how he describes things, I don't know, like simple things like the weather or something like that. It's just so beautiful. My favorite quote from this was, "I discovered that absence has a consistency, like the dark water of a river, like oil, some kind of sticky, dirty liquid that you struggle and perhaps drown in it. It has a thickness like night, an indefinite space with no landmarks, nothing to bang against, where you search for a light, some small glimmer, something to hang on to and guide you. But absence is first and foremost silence." I mean, let's just I don't even have words to describe how beautiful it is written. It's a story about young love, coincidences, and it might not be a happy story, but it shows true feelings and struggles and inner conflicts that you would have at that age, and it's very beautiful. For my next book, I'm gonna read Furyborn, as I haven't read a fantasy book in this video yet, so I feel like it's time. I don't know much about it. I read the blurb a while back when I was at the store and there was something that I liked about it, so I'll see. It took me a while to really get into the story. I think because we are thrust into the middle of the action, there are a lot of things happening at once and it is a little bit confusing. But I love the premise of the book. There is a prophecy that there's two queens, that one has the power to save the world and one has the power to doom the world. We are following Riel and Eliana. Riel accidentally exposes her ability to perform all 7 types of magic, and that is what is prophesied that one of the queens can do. And so then she is thrust into deadly trials to prove that she is the Sun Queen, which is the good queen. Yeah, Eliana is an assassin for the Imperium, but it is happening 1,000 years apart. So we're following those two stories and they're not really connected in a way. Eliana's mother disappears and she has to partner with another deadly person, I don't know how to describe him, and help the rebellion, which she works for the government and she doesn't like the rebellion. But yeah, she has to work with him to get a chance to save her mother. And like I said, I really love the premise of the book. I think it's really interesting and intriguing. I don't think I've read anything similar to this. I just think it's very unique. So I really like that. But yes, it is a little bit confusing, but it is very good. I think I have a little bit like mixed feelings about this book. I did rate it 4 stars because I rated it for the story. I loved the story. I really think it's unique and just one of a kind. But the characters we're following live a century apart, and because we keep switching in between their POVs, even though many chapters end with a cliffhanger, I kind of was taken out of the story and out of the book after each chapter, as we had to begin a new story, a new narrative, and it's just very hard to wrap your head around. At least that's how my experience of it was. It made me very prone to being distracted. I found that I went on my phone a lot not unless I was listening to it on the audiobook. And even though I was really invested in what was happening, it took a lot of willpower to not get distracted and to focus on what was happening and continue reading. So if I was rating it based off of that, I would probably give it 3 stars. But yeah, like I said, the concept and just the story itself is really great. So I think it's just a shame that we keep switching between the POVs, as it is really kind of giving you whiplash in a way. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on this book. The romance subplots were also really great. They were really very, very, very minor, which I liked because we could focus on like the main stories of the book, and we just got like cute moments between the love interests. And so that brings us to the last book, which is gonna be, I guess, Shara Weaver. I don't know how to read this, and I'm excited to see where this is gonna go. I don't actually know what this is about. I didn't read the blurb, so yeah. Okay, I am almost 50 pages in, and it's definitely not what I expected. It is more like a mystery. It's kind of giving Looking for Alaska, if you know that book or that movie, but kind of more happy. It's less depressing. At least that's what I remember about Looking for Alaska. But what I was expecting was more like a high school romance, kind of figuring out your sexuality, or just like a popular girl and just like trying to win her over or something like that. It's definitely very different from what I imagined, but I am enjoying it. It's just I didn't have much time to read yesterday. But yeah, I'm excited to see what else is gonna happen. I actually don't know if I told you what this book is about. And basically, this girl, Shara, kisses Chloe in an elevator, and basically Chloe has always hated Shara ever since she came to high school in Falls Beach. And Falls Beach is located in a very religious part of the US, so there is a lot of stigma to queer people, and Chloe is queer and is friends with queer people. Anyway, Shara is like the perfect girl. She's like the perfect Christian, gets the grades, is like always pretty, has all her life figured out, and that's why Chloe hates her, because she thinks Shara is putting on a front and just pretending to be a perfect girl. And after Shara kisses her in an elevator, Shara disappears. Chloe decides to sneak into her room, and there she finds a note, and basically that note begins a whole journey of looking for Shara through the notes that she left for her, as well as Rory and her boyfriend Smith. And yeah, but a lot has happened, and because of the notes, I feel like Chloe, Smith and Rory go really close together, and especially Rory and Smith, and they've rekindled their friendship, and I actually think something might be happening between them. But, you know, if it happened, I would be very happy. But yeah, we get to know all the characters and the relationships they evolve with the story. And yeah, I'm interested to see what's gonna happen, because it's definitely not as straightforward as I thought. Like I said before, it's definitely a story of discovering yourself, and especially like Smith and Rory discover what their true feelings are and who Shara actually is. Chloe basically turns her whole life upside down to track Shara down, and that kind of impacts her life. And I wouldn't say it impacts her in a good way. Sometimes it's in a good way, like she goes out, she has fun because she's looking for the notes, but because she's so focused on the notes, she forgets about her old friends, well, the friends she already had before all of this. And yeah, it's a little bit hard to read about, because you're just like, no, why would you even do that? Go back to your friends. Yeah, she's being a bit not a good friend to her friends. But I really want to know what was like the reason that Shara left, and why did she make this hunt for her, and why did she pick those three people? Like, I get her boyfriend, but why Chloe and Rory that didn't even exist in her life before this? Okay, I finished Shara Wheeler. I didn't record everything that I was reading, but I think it took me 3 days. It was such an adorable read. I literally fell in love with every character in this book. It was written so easily. I think it made you read really fast. And even though Casey writes kind of in like a relevant colloquial language, it's not cringe. So you get to understand all the references, but it's not taking you away from the story. Shara Wheeler, even though she's kind of like a bad character, she's my favorite. She's an icon and I love her. The way the relationships in this developed, it was so beautiful. I think it's such a unique perspective on queer love stories. I don't think I've ever read anything similar to this. Like, obviously I read Red, White and Royal Blue, and that's a queer love story, but it was very straightforward there, I think. Whereas here, it was a complicated situation, and I feel like all the characters had to get through their own problems and accept themselves and just love themselves for who they are. And it was such a beautiful story, and yeah. So I gave this 4 stars. I don't really have an explanation for my rating, but yeah. I will probably do a little wrap up with Mo when he gets back from work. But yeah, that's all the books read. I really enjoyed it.